On Friday, the US dollar tumbled. That's why economists had expected a rebound, but the market stagnated. Nevertheless, early today, there was data that pointed to a jump in the US currency. Thus, according to the preliminary estimates, Spanish inflation accelerated to 3.3% from 2.9%, exceeding the forecast of a rise of 3.1%. In other words, inflation in Europe is growing faster than expected. What's more, in Spain, retail sales advanced just by 0.1% instead of an increase of 3.8% compared to a rise of 1.4% in the previous period. In other words, prices are rising, whereas consumer activity is falling. However, market participants ignored the data as it came from the fourth Eurozone economy. Notably, today Germany will publish preliminary estimates on its inflation, which is expected to accelerate to 3.8% from 4.1%. Data from Spain points that inflation in the Eurozone largest economy may advance even more. It means that inflation in the euro area may grow much faster. Even if the real figures meet the forecast, the US dollar will still have a chance to move up. The fact is that inflation growth is still the main threat of the economic recovery. The situation requires immediately actions from monetary authorities. However, the European Central Bank is still ignoring the problem, whereas the US Fed has already announced its plan on monetary policy tightening. The ECB's attitude frightens investors as the regulator may take unexpected measures that may lead to significant losses. Let us take a look at the trading charts. On Friday, the euro-dollar pair returned to the resistance level of 1.18. The resistance area is exerting pressure on buyers, thus leading to a lower number of long positions. If the price fails to break the resistance level, it may slide to 1.1750 and 1.17. As the result, the US dollar may recoup some of its losses. The pound sterling also returned to the resistance area slightly above the level of 1.3770. This level kept the pair's rise and led to a pullback. If the previous scenario repeats, the pound-dollar pair may drop to 1.3690. In this case, the price may show a full-scale recovery after a slump. And that's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.